automated, immutable, and declarative, on why these three things are really important for infrastructure. When I was first a sysadmin, we were trying to automate everything. And the reason we were trying to automate everything is because we came into this new world of CI/CD. And CI/CD had a problem. It was right in the name. Continuous integration, continuous delivery. And if you started to do this and it wasn't automated, that became someone's job. Someone would do that job continuously. So we automated this part of it and we handed it over to Senor Jenkins, and they did that job for us, and we went back to what we were doing. Now, automation was out there, and the people that got shoved into that role was called DevOps. And DevOps became the CI/CD automated people. DevOps people care about automation. But after things were deployed, people that ran production systems started getting paged a lot. Why were they getting paged? Because things were changing all the time. And people still had bad practices for SSHing into servers and changing things on the fly. So SRE people said, I need it to be immutable. Once you do it here in delivery, it should not change. No more SSHing to boxes, no more changing things on the fly. The SRE people that were getting paged in production said, stop it. The thing you shipped is the thing I'm troubleshooting. Immutability is a lie, but that's okay. The parts that need to be immutable are the parts that you either need to do troubleshooting on, you need to have some assurance that it hasn't changed, or you need to do reporting on. Things like security patching need to know that the thing you said you shipped in CI/CD went out to production, and we don't need to actually check production because that artifact should not have changed. New CVE comes out, and some level of reportability, we can check where does that exist and where do we need to patch it and roll out a new version. Immutable is a number, an artifact, a name, a tag, something like that. You install an RPM package, you deploy a container, you have some tag or version based on that, and that's the immutable part. And this immutability is actually just someone else's declarativeness. Some upstream packager said that's the version, and I'm declaring that's the version, and that declarativeness is someone else's automation. As we're building more and more of those declarative things together, we need some new way to describe it. I can't look at a Linux box and say, well, here's the 1,000 packages installed, here's all of their declarative versions. I need to look at that box as a whole and make some abstract over it and say that's CentOS version 8. And I need some assurance that that version is this grouping of other declarative things. And now we get into platform teams. Platform teams are building declarative things for applications and infrastructures tied together. Taking the automation and pushing out immutable artifacts by some new abstract declarative thing. A platform team builds this version 2 of a platform, and an application rolls out to that declarative spec. As things change, we can go to version 3 and version 4. Those are all declarative things platform teams are building here. And that's most jobs in infrastructure today. You have your DevOps people that are automating things, you have your SREs that are checking things in production and making sure they're immutable, and you have your platform teams that are building some new abstraction that works on both of these things. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.